All right, welcome back. If you're moving into an apartment without furniture, designing that dream space can be expensive, also time-consuming, really overwhelming for a lot of folks.
Yes, it can be, and that's why Cameron Johnson founded Nickson Living. He's bringing you your dream apartment without you having to lift a finger. Cameron Johnson, founder and CEO of Nickson Living, joins us this morning. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, this is such an interesting concept, Nickson Living. So tell us, how did you come up with this idea?
Sure. So having moved about 7 times in 8 years of my young adulthood, I faced a moving process that was costly, time-consuming, and stressful, and often was actually predicated by chasing a new opportunity for me as grad school, getting engaged, taking a new job, but each time you had to move, which was extremely stressful. And so my career was in real estate, and I realized that folks were actually trying to rent the model apartment in buildings. And so I thought, well, you can add cable and internet to any apartment, but why can't you add everything else?
Right.
And so the idea for Nickson was born.
That's incredible, because we were just chatting about, we're currently just looking at homes, and you see the inside and it's all built up and it's just perfectly designed. You just want to go in, sit down and move in. You don't want to do anything, right? So that's amazing. How does it work? Do people go to your website and they can pick out, designs and different features?
Yeah, so the process is quite simple. The idea that we want to make moving as convenient and as easy as possible for our users. And so you find a new apartment or a new home, you sign a lease, and you go to nicksonliving.com. You simply select an all-inclusive package. So 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, answer a few style questions, and we take it from there.
Interesting.
Everything your home needs is standardly included and will be installed on your move-in day before you arrive. And so our promise to our users is that you can have everything and do nothing.
That's incredible. That saves so much time, that saves so much energy and thoughts.
What do you look for in the style profile, if you will, or whatever? So you like, if Sophia's signing up and you say, there's something about what you like in life that leads to design.
I like that picture right there. That's what I'll move in there.
Give it to her. But you want to do a style, right, that fits the person probably. So how does that work?
Correct. So we allow people to upload Pinterest boards or Instagrams, and over the years we now have a database of all the designs that have been curated for different users. And so based on our algorithms, it will create a design for you based on what other people like you have liked in the past and what we have available in inventory.
I love it. I love it. I asked you this before because you had an idea, and people have so many ideas, but it takes a special person to put that idea into work. So tell me about how you started up, this business. Did you come up with a lot of struggles to do it? Did you find that there was obviously a need for it?
Yeah, so initially just kind of tested behind the scenes. So had a job, obviously I was working at Goldman Sachs before I started Nickson. And so to test the idea, simply kind of built a website and kind of offered it and see how many people would click, right? If you said, don't want to move, click here, and then nothing would happen. And so after getting a lot of clicks, it was like, oh, there might be demand here. And so eventually built a conviction to just give it a shot. And so left my job, and it was just me, and eventually turned those clicks
This is so inspiring, though.
How hard that
people
move
want
is.
to
I think people
do that,
dream about it all the time. We always dream, like, if I could snap my fingers and go.
And I want to leave, if you want to leave a certain
It's
career.
easy to see the nice side of it, the Instagram page and the website, but then to think behind the scenes, the struggles to create a business from scratch. Nobody had this idea.
Correct. So the first unit, so it was a lot of struggle. So the first unit that we did, and then probably the next 100 or so, we were the movers. We would buy everything offline, ship it to a garage, build it all, rent a truck, and go move it in for the person to try to figure out, okay, what do we even include? What does all-inclusive living mean? What do we put in the kitchen?
Right.
Where's a wine glass go?
Yeah, right.
Where it's going to be intuitive because the person's not here and they're just going to show up.
Yeah.
So how does this all work? And so I spent the first 2 years of Nickson as part of the moving and design team, just trying to figure out how it all works. And then eventually we were able to codify that into processes that could be repeated and scaled.
That's so cool.
Yep, it's,
You're an inspiration.
takes time.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
take a gamble and it looks like it's
And
paying
it's
off.
paying
for you.
off. All right, really quickly, your website where folks can get more information if they're interested in clicking yes.
Absolutely. NicksonLiving.com, and it's Nickson, living.com.
Cameron Johnson, thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, great to meet you.